Oh yes. It's Brady.
Caw.
And Levi.
Levi.
Do the bird noise.
Caw.
Caw.
Nerdish.
It's nerdish with a 3, not nerdish with an E. Why?
8 to 9:30 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes, because nerdish with an E was taken.
And that's why we do it 8 to 9:30 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Thank you for giving that reason for a question that I didn't ask.
That's sort of like the way we eliminate answers on the reading section.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess the other sections to a certain extent.
I think it's important when doing a rap to listen to the beat that's happening in your ear. Otherwise, you have a problem staying on beat.
Correct. We do the ACT and SAT, they're standardized tests to help you get into college.
We don't tutor rap. We shouldn't ever do that.
No, we're not pretending to be tutors of rap, even though we're really good. Sometimes you can be really good at something, but not be a good teacher. Case in point.
Point in case.
Point in case word.
Point in case something bad happens.
Like this?
Yes.
I think we're enriching your lives by you watching this.
I'm getting a phone call from a friend. Do you think I should pick it up now?
The phone call just was dropped. Maybe he'll leave you a voicemail.
Next time, I'll pick it up during the stream. That way we can all talk to my friend Steve.
If you think this is not very high quality, don't worry. We're gonna do it again in 2 weeks.
Also, we're much better quality when we're teaching you all the things in a number tree.
Like prime factorization?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
You break a number down into its prime parts until you can't break them down
We
anymore.
can probably do that right now.
Yeah, we're gonna
okay, so say 32.
I was gonna say 30. That's so close.
Oh my gosh.
All right, break it up.
Okay,
Any way you want. 2 and 16.
Okay, 2 and 16.
2 and 16. 16 is 4 and 4.
Okay, 4 and 4. Oh,
And
interesting.
each
So
4
16
is
a perfect
2,
square.
2. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, 2 and 2 and 2 and 2.
So it's 2 to the 5th.
Yeah, it's 2 to the 5th.
2 to the 5th, exactly.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
You see that? It's that quick, now you know. Think about that for our whole show.
Now stop watching the stream because you've learned everything necessary.
Bum, 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 bum. We're in a box. You can help us by asking us questions in the hope that someday we can escape. There we go. All right. All right. Thank you for sticking around. We're just going to do this again. It's Brady.
It's Levi.
And together we're...
Nerdish.
Nerdish.
It's right here. It's written right here.
Yep, you can't see it. Then
Right.
there's something wrong with you at a very deep level.
Yeah, actually, Nerdish is muted right here.
Yeah,
It's very
exactly.
muted, dark color.
Anyone see our intro theme song? Anybody like that?
Was it very cool?
We rolled that bad boy out
Like
today
us?
for the first time. Tell us you liked it, and we'll give you acknowledgments.
Acknowledgements.
Over the course
That's actually too much. I can't do that.
Yeah. Hey, Monkey Man. So you saw it?
Is that a monkey holding its ears? Like
Like
covering its ears?
you can't listen to it because it's so
You can't
good.
bear to hear there.
I don't know if we. Okay, we got 3 thumbs. No one has 3 thumbs,
so-
Henry. Well, the bear.
Herschel has lost the ability to speak.
Right. It was straight fire. Yes. Yeah. We only spit fire. We can't
And only
actually.
straight. We can't really curve it.
Yes, it's just straight
Yeah.
fire.
Gotta be straight.
We're doing missing values today.
Yeah, I'll write it.
All right.
What are you gonna do while I write it?
Uh,
Can you narrate that?
Intro banged. Yeah. What do you want me to do? You write it. You write it. Man, this is great. Everyone's chatting us up. I feel like I'm in like a very social event, and like you and me are like the men of the hour, which is nice.
The men of the hour and a half. Slayer Darth. What's up? We haven't seen Slayer Darth in a while.
Hello there, Mr. Darthward. The monkey was because it was mute before.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Right, because if there's 3 monkeys, then it was 3 mute. Yes. Did I say Henry?
You did say Henry at some point.
Oh, I'm sorry, Herschel.
Oh, Henry's your mom. Right?
Yeah, Henry is my mother.
You mixed up Herschel and your mother.
Herschel is 4 past midnight. Like 4 hours or 4 minutes?
Or 4 midnights.
Oh.
In which case it's just midnight.
But there was a midnight 4 nights ago.
Slayer Darth, where are you?
Yeah.
Is it just very dark where you are?
Is it not the same time
if you
everywhere?
open the curtains, it might get much earlier in the evening for you.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
Hey, let's get down to the nitty gritty, huh? Let's get down to brass
that's
tacks.
exciting.
So I've been learning all the maths behind that. Oh yeah, once you say maths, you kind of betray where you're coming from.
Slayer Darth is in Uck.
He's in Ook. I think it's Ugh.
I think it's something like that. Hey, so you're gonna teach them
Missing values.
something.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't want to learn this, go away. Just kidding. You should ask your questions.
No, Herschel,
Brady's
we're about
mom.
to talk about you. All the things.
No, don't sign off.
We need you.
Yeah.
All right.
We do need your questions. So Brady's going to be explaining missing values stuff, which is building equations type of stuff.
Yeah, your classic kind of building, stuff.
Yeah, and if you want to learn about other stuff, SAT, ACT, Brady's personal life related, then you should ask those questions in the chat or in the Discord, and we'll respond to those as we can.
And my life has gotten extremely personal as of late, so there are plenty of good questions you can ask.
You have a very personal
It's
life.
extremely personal.
Wow.
So, first missing value. Has anybody seen a 3?
Personified.
I'm looking for a 3. That's our first missing value. If you've seen it, please let me know. Okay, let's get down to the actual things here. We're going to talk about your grade, semester grade. Semester grade. All right, semester grade. And let's say that there are 5 tests. And that are all equally weighted in your semester grade, okay? I'm going to give you the first 4, and I'm going to tell you what your class average is, and I want you to figure out what the missing test must have been. So you got a 78, wasn't your best test, don't worry, you're going to do better next time, and you did, you got an 86, that's great. You're on a roll, you're getting even better. 80, that's a 90, never mind. I decided to go with 92, well, you got another 87, and then blank. And the average in your class, your own average, is going to end up being an 84. All right? What was the last test score you got so that your average was an 84 in the class? That is the question here. Should you so seek to answer it? Okay? I will give you a slight hint. Let's call this missing test X, because that's what we usually call missing values. Ooh, okay? Now you might be adding up your 4 values and figuring out the average. 42 is the answer to life, so X is equal to 42. Siddharth, 42 is not the answer to life. 42 is the answer to the question of life and everything in the universe. That is the question, not just life. So your answer was incomplete. You fail. You were the one that got the 78, but that's not a failing grade. You got a 67, which is like a D something.
It's the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
The ultimate question to, what, say it again?
Life, the universe, and everything.
The ultimate question to life, the universe, and everything. Is it the ultimate question too?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so let's get started here. The goal here is to make an equation that we can put x in and then solve the equation for x. So what equation can we make? The average equation, okay? The average equation in general is that the average of a list of numbers is going to be equal to the sum over the number of numbers, okay? So let's just fill in what we know. Y equals mx plus b. Not related here, Siddharth, all right? Why don't you go take your not answer somewhere else and bring us your real answer, okay? The average we know is going to be 84. So we can plug it in. Plug it in, when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you. The sum, well, hold on for that 1 second. The number of tests we took is 5. So what we put in for the sum is going to be all 5 tests added up, except we don't know what x is, but that doesn't mean we can't add it into the equation. So we have 78 plus 86 plus 92 plus 87 plus x all over 5. Slayer Darth, can you have a go? Explain yourself. What do you mean by that? Would you like to try to answer this? Is that what you want? Explain what you mean by a go. Slayer Darth, you're in the UK. 343. Is it going to be your last test? Do you think that's going to be X, or what do you think that's going to be? Because there's no way that your last test score is a 343, because the test is not out of 343. It's a lot of extra credit. Not exactly. We're going to have to solve this thing here for X. Okay, so let's add these things up. Well, first thing, before I even add these things up, I'm going to multiply. You know what? No, I want to add them up. I'm sorry. I keep changing my mind. I just got to get it straight here. Right, well, Slayer Darth, we're looking for, okay, 343 plus x divided by 5. Oh, okay. So you're saying that this is 343. I'm going to trust you on that. Let me think about this. We have minus 13, we have minus 8, we have minus 14, we have minus 22. So altogether, that's 30 plus 27, which is 47. So we have 400 minus 47 is going to be 300 and, am I making this right? 30. Oh, 57, that's why. 30 plus 27, 57. Yeah, 343. So we have 84 is equal to 343 plus x over 5. Multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of that denominator. Slayer Darth, I think you got this. Yeah, so then we get 5 times 84 is going to be 400 plus 20. So 420 is equal to 343 plus x. Subtract 343 from both. And we're going to get 7 plus 50 plus 20, which is going to be 77. Is x 77? I believe it is. Because then you get to 350 plus 70 would be, yes, x is 77. That's your missing value right there. Very exciting. Very exciting. Slayer Darth, your setup was great. What you wrote, though, in the chat, you want to make sure to put 343 plus x in parentheses. Because what you have there is 343 plus x over 5. By order of operations, we'd be dividing by 5 would only apply to the x. This stuff I'm okay with at Nerdish. Ooh! Uh-oh. Levi, get up there.
I'm getting up.
Just hold the line for a sec.
Holding the line. Thanks for the follow, Bippo to Ben. Bipod Ben. That probably makes more sense.
Well done, Bipole Ben! Well done!
It's just a follow. That's
What?
just a follow. Waldo the Bear's house.
months.
Well done, Waldo the Bear. Well done.
Okay, so is it 4 months, so you have to do 3 more times.
No.
Okay. Thank you for the sub. We appreciate it. Slayer Darth, any tips? What are the tips about? But not too good at doing long division quickly in my head. Yeah, long division quickly in your head is hard, and you don't have to be able to do it for the test.
Yeah, that's you don't need to do that. You can do it on paper. You can use a calculator, but you don't need to have to do it in your head. So that's not something that you need to really do. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's erase this.
Are you done?
No,
And
not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That's what so you have to keep. That's so much water, Levi. That's way too much water.
It doesn't make sense when you make that accusation.
Why? You don't know that.
Oh, what? Oh, you're not even eligible to take the test.
Uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
That's probably not true. Wait, okay. No, I think UK students take the test.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. If you're in the UC, you can do it.
Hey, how's Brexit going? Or lack of Brexit? They can't agree on a Brexit, man.
Yeah.
Is it going to be soft? Is it going to be hard? Is it going to happen? Jeez, man.
They can join us.
They gotta get with the program and make their government super efficient like ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yep. I don't see what's so hard about it.
I blame Slayer Darth.
Everyone agrees on all the same premises about everything, so that's why our government works.
I started tuning into NPR radio now to avoid UK news. That's good. NPR radio is not the most common news source for Americans.
I listen to NPR sometimes.
No, just saying it's not that common.
And
you're just listening to me saying it's not that common.
How do you know?
Okay, look, you need to do the next thing.
Fine. I
need to go off screen because I'm
Fine.
very busy over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then you got to go off screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Big time. Whoop. Levi, what do I do?
What? It's my turn.
You want to go?
Yeah.
All right, fine. Levi's going to come up here. So the general gist is, create an average equation, put the value in. Yeah, it's your turn.
Ow. Okay, so another missing value. So this is all about equations in general. It's not, you know how to find average, but if you are given a problem that talks about finding average, but you already know the average, some people just freeze. So you do what Brady did, which is set up exactly the same equation. I don't really like to think about formulas because it's better to think of them as equations so that you're not locked into only putting everything in one side of the formula and then always getting the result. Just put everything in, hopefully you're just left with one variable and solve for that variable. So the same thing works with midpoint. So midpoint formula, Brady, you took my marker.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
You don't know that.
I do know that. Midpoint. So midpoint is going to be x. So I'll just split it up in the x and y values fully separate. So we have the x midpoint equals x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Oh my goodness. Brady, can I please have that yellow one?
You want yellow one?
Yes.
Is this one dead?
Yeah, it's the one that you took from me. It's, oh no. What? You just ruined all my markers, dude.
Dude, I didn't take one from you.
Equals, oh, that's wrong. Sorry to interrupt, but does this mean I can take the ACT exam as a standalone qualification, i.e. even if I don't intend to pursue further study at a U.S. college? Probably. You don't have, so the ACT and SAT are just companies. Or, well, actually, SAT is proctored by the college board. But yeah, you don't have to. You can just kind of say, yeah, I'm interested. You might get a lot of junk mail. But yeah, you can do that. Just, if you Google, SAT or ACT United Kingdom, it'll come up. You'll figure it out. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. Okay. Here's how to find midpoint in general. But this only works as a formula if you have point 1 and point 2. So if point 1 is 3, 4, and point 2 is -1, 8, Yeah, it's just that if I Google ACT exams UK, nearly everything is related to Fulbright scheme. Interesting. I don't know how to deal with that. You could there are tutoring companies in the UK that you could contact and ask them how to do it if you were interested in doing that type of thing. So here we're going to find the average of these 2 points. Sorry, we're going to find the midpoint of these 2 points, which is pretty straightforward. We just plug in the x values, so we get 3 plus negative 1 over 2. That equals 1. And then we have 4 plus 8 over 2, and that equals 6. Slayer Darth, why are you interested in taking the tests if you're not using them for their intended purpose? What is there a qualification that they can help? Not quite sure I understand. So the midpoint is 1, 6. And that's great. If we're given these 2 points, we can think of these as formulas and just plug stuff in. But just like Brady did, we can figure out a situation where as a formula it doesn't help, and you have to think about it as a full equation. So if we say that we have point 1, and that's going to be 1, 8, and then we have point 2, and that's going to be A, B. So we don't know what point 2 is, but we do know the midpoint, and that's going to be, let's say, negative 2, 10. Okay? So we have all the information we need, and now we just use an equation. So it's going to be the same equation. We have x midpoint. Oh, sorry. I need to, well, I'll actually write it again. X midpoint, x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So x midpoint is negative 2. x1 is 1. We don't know x2, but we're going to plug in a for that and divide by 2. So now we multiply by 2 on both sides. We get negative 4 equals 1 plus a. So we get that a equals negative 5. And then we do the same thing for the y midpoint. If anybody has any questions, please let me know about this clarifying stuff or not about this. Like this question. It's just that I want to pursue a standalone maths qualification that doesn't break the bank and doesn't necessitate that I have to go to university. Got it. Okay, I would... It's not a bad thought. I think it would help you immensely if you... My guess is that if... Who are you trying to show this qualification to? Because the qualification, you know, it's on a person or entity by entity basis. So if there's a particular employer or type of employer that you want to show this qualification to, see if that's a good one, because the SAT and ACT are very much high school level tests, and it's about college readiness. For using math as an actual thing, if you're doing computer science, if you can show a computer science type of certification, that's probably going to go far enough. I don't think that the math would necessarily help that, but maybe it would. I really don't know. Here we're going to plug in stuff. So the y midpoint is 10. And y1 is 8, okay, plus b divided by 2. We multiply by 2, so we get 20 equals 8 plus b. So we get that b equals 12. So that means that our point 2 is going to be negative 5, 12. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I have no idea how it works in the UK. If you're applying to the US, yes, the SAT will help you. If you're applying in the UK, I truly have absolutely no idea. Okay, so this is how you find a point given the other point and the midpoint of those 2 points. It's not about formulas, it's about equations. If you know this equation, you're just dandy. You're so dandy. Oh, that's mine. I needed that. Okay, so this missing values thing is under a much larger umbrella. It's not just this idea of missing values. It's this idea of using equations. It's the relationship of two sides of a thing. They equal each other, and you put in what you don't know in wherever, and as long as the relationships are correct, you can then manipulate that equation so you get x equals something. And then you're happy. If you're not happy at that point, repress and dissociate, you'll be fine.
Woo!
Where's the other one of these, Bird?
Oh yeah, I took care of that. There's one right here. Coming at you. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh gosh.
It didn't get caught by me.
No, you didn't catch it.
Right. I was too passive, huh?
Nice.
Thanks.
I hope other people understood that.
Maybe.
I doubt it though.
Certainly not the people who didn't hear it.
Heyo.
Bozos.
Barzars.
Oh, Brady. Today, I was tutoring one of my students, and she said she was doing a problem, and I think she mentioned it's a little awkward. And I said, why is it awkward? And she said, it's just quiet. You're quiet when you ask me to do stuff. So then I started humming while she did problems.
What did you say?
She thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And she appreciated it.
Hey, that's good, man.
I was just worried about, because it was online, a parent coming in the room and be like, oh, online tutoring doesn't work because the tutor hums to my daughter as she does math. And that's the service.
Right. Hey, man, I like that kind of service.
Which, honestly, is exactly what was happening.
I would pay for you to hum to my daughter, that's it. I wouldn't need an actual service.
I
to go
am
along
a
with that.
champion hummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gas guzzler, you such a hummer.
I'm a big-time gas guzzler.
Mm.
Okay, is there anything else we can do with missing values?
We can find them.
That's a good point. We could do no king, no king.
Do the fun thing.
Right. Hey, does anybody have any questions, or does anybody want me to just pick a math topic and do it?
Hey, is our overlay working for math at least? Let's just do some math problems.
I'm very worried about it.
Really?
Yes. I'm trepidatious, to say the least.
Good word. Can you say more?
More?
Yeah. Good.
More. I expected more.
Should we give it a shot?
Yeah, hey, we might crash.
All right. Is it image slideshow bottom?
It doesn't matter which one. Do the bottom one. Okay, now click on scene.
Wait, it's
Yeah,
already on screen.
click that. Yeah, click it.
I want to do math.
I know.
This is going pretty well.
Yeah, it goes pretty well, and then... Oh, okay, it's just going nice and slow. We're taking our time.
Guys, be
It'll
patient.
Great. Okay.
Get us to the math.
I know.
Let's just go through a bunch of math things really quickly. I think that'd be fun. Well, now that this is working, you want to do English?
No.
No. Got it.
Do you?
Is it possible to take an AP exam as a private candidate?
I think there is some terminology gaps here. What do you mean by a private candidate? Because I don't know what that means.
Not a public candidate?
Yeah.
Like you're running for office, but no one knows?
AP exams will help you immensely for the congressional races. Presidential, not so much. Here. Not sure what it's like elsewhere.
Uh-oh. Did we freeze?
I think we crashed. No.
It says
Everything's
it appears.
fine.
That's fine.
Everything's fine. Let me check. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine?
Yeah.
All right. Do we have this attached to our page, Levi?
Who?
This overlay, this test?
No, not this one.
I.e., can an individual who is not currently attending a school take an AP exam? Oh, you mean like as a private candidate? You should have said that. Levi, do you know?
Probably.
Probably. Yeah. We're not the best people to ask, but we're near the top, but just not at the top of people.
We're the best people that you could ask, not for that question, but we are the best.
Yeah, definitely. We're the best at something. Yeah. I'm going to make this full screen, which means nothing to our viewers, but it means everything to me. There we go. Okay. We're going to do number 27 together. We'll get through it together. Don't worry. In right triangle, triangle ACE below, BD is parallel to AE, and BD is perpendicular to EC at D. The length of AC is 20 feet, the length of BD is 3 feet, and the length of CD is 4 feet. What is the length in feet of AE? Okay, if they described you a shape and it's not drawn, step one is to draw it. The shape is already drawn, so you don't need to do that, but they give you a lot of information about it. Some of it's labeled, some of it's not, so it's always a good idea to label the things that aren't totally obvious. So we've got BD parallel to AE. It looks like it's parallel. In fact, we got these two right angles here, which prove that they're parallel because if they're both perpendicular to this bottom line, they're both parallel. But I will just use the notation here, which is you draw this little teeny arrow that is the same on both. A little bit right there. Okay, didn't mean to draw this point right there. Great, 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 great. And BD is perpendicular to EC at D. They already designated that with a little box. The length of AC is 20. That's already written. The length of BD is 3. That's written. The length of CD is 20 feet. What is the length of AE, which is the question mark? All right, all right, all right. Well, I'll tell you what I see here. We've got right triangles. You want to use recognition here with these kinds of problems. Right triangles, your brain should say Pythagorean Theorem. That's something. Let's see if we can do any of that. So we have 3 and we have 4. I know that there's a Pythagorean triplet 3, 4, 5. So 5 is going to have to be this little teeny hypotenuse right there at BC. So I'm going to put a little 5 right there. Not the best 5. Oh, God. I've given better 5s before. Here we go. That's our 5. Fantastic. Okay, other Pythagorean theorems we could figure out. We've got 20. We don't know this side. We don't know that side. So that's all we can do with Pythagorean theorem. Okay, continuing. We have a triangle inside of a triangle, okay? You should be thinking to yourself, are they congruent or are they similar? They're definitely not congruent because this one is way bigger. Congruent means everything is the same. Same side lengths, same angles. That's not the case. But they could be similar. Similar triangles have all the same angles. They're just essentially scaled up versions of each other or scaled down. And when you have similar triangles, you can use proportions to solve for missing side lengths. We have two similar triangles, and we know that because they share this angle here. Angle C is common to both of them, so they both have the same measure for that. They both have right angles in the bottom left, which means that whatever angle measure C is plus 90 has to give us A if we take that away from 180. They all have to add up to 180. So A and angle, this would be DBC, those need to be the same angles as well. Basically, we have two right triangles. And just to show you what we have, I will draw them over here. The large triangle, ACE, we know the hypotenuse, which is 20, and we don't know this side, which is x. That's what we're trying to solve for. Then we have this little miniature triangle, and we have, it's 3, 4, 5. Okay? Now let's use a proportion to solve for x. So I'm going to say x over 20 would be equal to, let's see, so if we're doing left side over hypotenuse, it's going to be 3 over 5. That is the equivalent ratio in the other triangle. So let's just solve that. Cross multiply, we have 5x is equal to 20 times 3, which is 60. Divide by 5, x is going to be equal to 12. X is going to be equal to 12, which is B. Levi, you hear about the buzz? Because the answer is B.
Buzzword.
Yes, buzz. It's bee jokes. Hey guys, bees are important. Without bees, humans would be dead in 7.2 years. They've done the math, people. All right, we're going to continue here. 22, which is not really continuing, but going backwards. Let's just do the triangle problem. The dimensions of the right triangle shown below are given in feet. What is sine theta? Theta is up here. The sine of theta. Well, remember your acronym. Remember it the way that Australians say it, too. So you got SOR, KA, TORA. Don't forget SOHCAHTORA. And we're asking about sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse. So our opposite here is opposite from theta, which is A. That is our opposite. and our hypotenuse is C. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, which is going to be A over C. Not a great place to write it, I apologize. That's going to be G right there. So that problem's pretty simple. You just need to remember SOHCAHTOA. If you don't remember SOHCAHTOA, it's not going to happen for you. Sorry. Okay, cleaning this up. And then we're going to do the next problem. If there's any problems that you see that you're like, wow, I want to know how to do that problem because I know I don't know how to do it, we're going to go over it. Or we're going to skip ahead to the more difficult problems. I don't know where all of you are at complexity-wise, but I know that harder problems can be something that everybody can get behind. Yep. Okay. Let it dry. Let it dry. Levi, do I use the arrow keys?
Yes. Very, very, very slowly. And once you see it change, you can do it.
Very good. Okay. How do I get up to the top of the page?
You're going to have to do it manually by clicking the other thing.
Got it. And you no. Shine. Great song there. All right. Well, let's go to the next one. Here we go. Oh yeah. This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Number 37. We're going to go all the way up here. Wow, we are up at the top of the board here, using the space really well. The figure below consists of a square and two semicircles with dimensions as shown. What is the outside perimeter in centimeters of the figure? The outside perimeter. Not anything with the inside, just the outside. Well, forget about these two vertical lines. It's just the perimeter is all of the rest of the lines here. So we have 8 right here, and it's a square, so I know that this bottom length here is going to be, oh my, what was I doing? I don't know, man. I guess it's been a long day, but it really hasn't. There we go. Got an 8. I was watching myself draw an 8, which is why I came out like that. All right, then we got 2 semicircles. And each circle has, well, it looks like each circle has a diameter of 8. So if that's 8, then we know that the radius of these circles is 4. There we go. Whoop. Radius is 4. So circumference is 2 pi r. The circumference of these circles fully, these are half circles, but if they were full circles, the circumference would be 2 times pi times 4, which would be 8 pi. Okay? Now, semicircle's half of that. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, I see what's going on. Get up there, man. Get up there.
I think we can just, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We need to see.
Well, just.
They don't know what's going on right now.
What's going on?
Well, I got a subscriber, dude.
Oh, wow.
Well done, proud nanny. Well done. Release the secret weapon. Inside joke. It's my nanny.
Nice.
Very good. I guarantee everyone that there is a woman somewhere who's laughing very hard right now. Very good. All right. So
specifically at this or something else?
At what I just said. Yes. So these are, as full circles, their circumferences would be 8 pi, but these are both half circles, so their circumferences are both going to be 4 pi and 4 pi, which means together they will be 8 pi, because they're two halves of the same circle. If you were to combine them, you get a full circle here. That's going to be 8 pi. So we have 8 plus 8 plus 8 pi. I'll write that right here, which is going to be 16 plus 8 pi, which is 16 plus 8 pi is going to be B. That's a good one. That is a good one. New messages. Very good. Very good. Okay, okay. 41 looks particularly interesting. I might do that one. Okay. The equations below are linear equations of a system where a, b, and c are positive integers. Integers, whole numbers. Make sure you remember that. They're a fancy word. They just mean whole numbers. They can be negative. They can be positive. 0 is an integer, is it not?
For now.
There it is, for now. Correct.
At night.
Sure. They're just not decimals or fractions. They're not in between numbers. They're the whole numbers themselves. Which of the following describes the graph of at least one such system of equations in the standard xy coordinate plane? Okay. Well, let's take a look at these. The only difference between them is this minus. We have plus bx, we have minus bx. C.F. Jennings the third, infinity is not an integer. So, no. Okay, gonna continue here. Otherwise, they're almost exactly the same line. Now, what would that do to these two lines? These numbers are the same. A, B, and C are the same, but we're just subtracting bx. It is often difficult to picture what a line would look like if it's in standard form, which these are in standard form. I would recommend putting them in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, which is essentially solving for y. Then when you have them in that form, you can look at the slope and the y-intercept very quickly, and you can get a pretty good image of what that line's going to look like inside your head. So let's solve this first one for y. What do we have to do here? We have to subtract bx, then we have to divide everything by a. So that first one is going to be, so we're going to say ay is equal to negative bx plus c, and we divide everything by a, which gives us y is equal to negative b over ax plus c over a. That's our first line. The second line, we're going to have to add bx and then divide by a. So I will write that in a different color. The other line is going to be y is equal to, it's going to be positive b over ax plus c over a. So now we can see these things. They have the same y-intercept. C over a is the same in both. One of them has a negative slope. The other one has a positive slope. I don't actually know if the slope is positive or negative per se, because b itself might be negative, in which case this would be a positive slope. However, one of them is going to be the negative version of the other. That's all we know, okay? So, are these two parallel lines? No, they are not. Parallel lines have the same slope, so that's out of the question. Are they two intersecting lines? They're going to have to be. Because intersecting lines, as long as they don't have the same slope and they have a different slope, they will intersect at some point. So yes, these are going to have to be two intersecting lines. And then 3 a single line, no. Single line would be two of the same equation, and we'd have three. We have two separate equations here with different numbers in them. It cannot be a single line. Therefore, it's going to have to be B, two intersecting lines. Sorry about that. Very good. Very good. All right. Levi, you want to get up here and do something? Show me your stuff?
What? Who?
Yes.
What did we do?
I just said you want to get up here and show me your stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
You seem out of breath.
Yeah, no, I was.
What happened?
I caught it.
Oh, phew.
Yeah, I was totally out.
Okay.
Overused it. I'm gonna do this one, maybe.
Maybe. Why doesn't this thing go back?
I don't know. We can use this one instead.
It's coming back. Slowly. There it is. Very good.
Okay. I'm gonna stall and figure out which problem I want to do.
Vinegar smells great.
Is this vinegar? Yeah. Whoa.
A little bit.
That is... it's a lot of it.
I think in mine. One of them is just water, though. I hope.
Okay, let's do number 47. So all the way up there. Okay, so number 47, we have, in the figure below, AB and CD are parallel. Okay, so I'm going to hop over here.
Again, everyone, if you have questions, things that you normally get wrong on the ACT and SAT and don't know why, ask us those questions and we will explain to you concepts like you've never ever heard before.
So AB and CD are parallel. So I drew in the little parallel caret things. And then we have that AE bisects angle BAC. BAC AE bisects that. So I'm going to label this as this angle, and then that, and then that. So those are the same size angle. Now, oh, and then we also have that CE bisects ACD. Okay, so same deal, except at the bottom, this thing here. So that bisects. Great. What else we got? If the measure of BAC is 82 degrees, so let's also label that. So BAC is 82. Okay, so I'll just, this whole thing here is 82 degrees. Then what is the measure of AEC? Okay, so we notice that in E, we say we can't figure it out. But let's ignore that for now. It's anything that anybody ever tells you when they say, oh, it's not that one, or oh, yes, it's always that one, just ignore them. They're wrong. They're not your tutor, and you're paying them too much money. We should be paying our students.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have work.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to thank them.
Mm.
And then we'll get in conflicts with them because and then we have to, form a union. Tutors union.
Repress and dissociate.
Yes, we have to repress and dissociate. So, we're trying to find the measure of angle AEC. AEC. Okay, so I'm going to label this one in yellow, just so that we know. We're trying to find that angle right there. So, my thought with this one is we got a triangle. We like triangles. Everybody loves triangles.
I like triangles.
You like triangles?
What about three, sir?
Why not three, sir?
Why not three, sir?
Yeah, we're getting there. Triangles are threes. They come in threes.
There's always three triangles?
Always three triangles. They're on top of each other, so normally you don't see. Yeah. So I'm going to redraw this triangle down here with the... So, a couple of things. We know that this angle is bisected by AE, which means that those two little angles that I did are also... are both the same, and they have to add up to 82. So this guy and this guy are both going to be 41 degrees. 41 degrees. So that's nice to know. And then we also know, so that's step one. The other step is we know that these two lines here are parallel, which means that we have two parallel lines crossed by a transversal, which means that we have same side interior angles, which means those two angles are supplementary. Which means if they're supplementary, this whole angle here, ACD, is going to be 180 minus 82. So this whole angle here is going to be 92 degrees. So I'll just do it like this, I guess. That's going to be 92 degrees. Which means that each of these little guys is going to be half of that, which is 46. So this is 46 degrees, and this is 46 degrees. So I'm going to redraw this, just the triangle here, so we can see it a little bit more clearly. And I'll do it in the last color left. Is infinity an integer? No, it's not.
You already asked that.
Oh. Did you already answer that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's still not, if you were wondering. Sometimes those things change. It did get bigger, technically, right?
Yep.
But it's still not an integer. So we have this triangle. We know that we're looking for this angle, but we know that this angle is 41 degrees. We know that this angle is 46 degrees. So we know that this last angle is 180 minus 41 minus 46, which is going to be, this is 87, so this will be 93. So this angle here will be, no, that doesn't make sense. 90, what? Bird, I'm scared.
Don't be scared.
41 degrees for the top. That's 92. That's why. This should be 98. I'm sorry, everybody. This should be 98. If that's 98, then this is 49, and this is 49. My bad. So this is 98 degrees. I did my math wrong. 49, 49, and therefore this is also 49. That's much better. 49 and 49. Okay. So 180 minus 41 minus 49 is 180 minus 90. So that's going to be 90. So this last angle is 90 degrees. It's a right triangle. Okay, this is not the type of problem that you know exactly how to do right off the bat. The approach is everything. This is an example of a problem that's really good with throwing math at stuff. It's about recognition. We see that we're given parallel lines. There's another line that cuts through them. You're going to deal with parallel lines cut by a transversal. I would say you have a very good shot, at least 75% chance on the ACT of getting a parallel lines cut by a transversal question. I think it's a little more common than on the SAT. So we saw that. We also saw that, so that was the same side interior angles. We also got angle bisectors, which means that if you have one angle, and it's 82 in this case, then half of it, because it's bisected by a line, each of those smaller angles will be 41. So it was that, and then we had to do the sum of the interior angles of a triangle add up to 180. So that's another thing they have to remember from geometry. So it's all stuff that happened probably freshman or sophomore year for you, and so maybe at this point it's a little far in the past. Once you have those things, it's about throwing math at this. I didn't know we were going to do those things. We could have ended up on, we can't figure out how to do this problem, so the answer is C. But we didn't end up there, and we don't start looking at that right away, okay? This one is about just plugging away. Actually, maybe plugging away is not a good use of words here because plugging in, but you're throwing math at this. You're throwing things at it that seem to make sense. You see parallel lines. You think transversal stuff. You see triangles. You think angle sum stuff. You see bisectors. You think cutting angles in half. It's just, what are they giving you? Spit back what you know about it, and sometimes it will work. Draw things in. Always label everything. On any picture, you're labeling as much as possible. Outsource the work to the paper, or in this case, the light board. You will not have a light board for the SAT, unfortunately. Okay. Hey, Bird.
Yeah.
There's my water bottle. Maybe I can fix this on stream, huh? People want to see that, you think?
What, your water bottle?
Okay. Hey, Bird, you're up.
Yes. Huh?
It's your math question now. Oh. That's not what I wanted. Is vinegar stuff that if you leave it alone, it'll evaporate? Is vinegar an alcohol? That's basically what I'm asking.
Vinegar is, I don't think it's actually made of elements.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's there's like a finite amount of it, and we found all of it at where the UFOs crashed in what was it? Where's the UFOs crashed? Rockwell somewhere?
Wow.
And we got it all from there. Which one do you want me to do, Levi?
That one.
Wait, which ones did you do?
I did 47.
No.
Which one did you do?
Well, we'll see. Let's who's on the next page. Very good. Let's do 53. Determinants of a matrix. The determinant of a matrix. Let's circle this first. Determinant of a matrix, ABCD, is equal to AD minus CB. What must be the value of X for the matrix that to have a determinant of negative 16? Let's dive into what they mean by this for a sec. Okay, the determinant is not something that you'll understand actually what it means, but you can calculate it, and that's what they're looking for here. Okay, in order to find the determinant of a matrix, you first find the product of this number and this number. So A times D. Then you subtract the product of the other two numbers, which would be B times C, or C times B. Multiplication order does not matter. So this minus that, okay? That's what a determinant of a 2x2 matrix always is. So if I want to calculate the determinant of this matrix, let's blow this thing up, as in size, not like explosives. X, 8, X, X. I'm going to want to do this times that, which is X times X, so that's X squared, minus 8 times X, which is minus 8X. Okay?
They say what must the value of x be for this to have a determinant of negative 16. So this I'm going to have to set equal to negative 16 and then solve for x. So this is a quadratic, because I can tell we got an x squared in it. That's the highest degree. And to solve a quadratic, first step is always put it in its standard form, which means put everything on the same side and 0 on the other side. So the thing that's keeping me from that is I have this negative 16 here, and I don't want it there. I'm going to add 16 to both sides. We're going to get x squared minus 8x plus 16 is equal to 0. Now we're talking, okay? Once it's all on the same side, your next step is, can you factor anything out of all of it? And the answer here is no, not in this particular case, which means your next step is, can you factor it to solve it? If you can factor it to solve it, that's your quickest way there. If you can't, then you might have to do quadratic formula or complete the square. But we can factor here, because we want two numbers that multiply to positive 16 and add to negative 8. And those two numbers happen to be the same two numbers, negative 4 and negative 4. They multiply to positive 16, add to negative 8. So in parentheses, I have x minus 4 times x minus 4 is equal to 0. This marker is not great, which means our x values that make this true are 4 and 4, also known as just 4. And this has a double root. This parabola would be only touching the x-axis at 4, which means its vertex is located at 4 because it just hits 4, bounces off, and then goes back up on its merry way again. Fantastic! Well done. We like this. I'm going to go to the one below. Okay. Oh, very good. Oh, okay. Okay, we're going to go to that one. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. Number 55. If x and y... excuse me, sorry. Okay, a couple things going on. I just had a hiccup, number 1. Number 2, I'm going to have to zoom in on this so I can read it. There we go. Number 3, I should probably erase some of this. Okay. Good. I need to do this. This is very important. Nothing like having a good, clean board, eh, Levi?
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
There's literally nothing like that.
There's nothing like it. Doesn't mean that there's nothing that's as good as that. It just means that other things are not similar to this. Or exactly equal. Having a good, clean board is only equal to itself. It's not equal to anything else. It's approximately equal to other things, but it's only itself. Just remember that you are unique, just like everybody else. Don't forget that. If x and y are real numbers such that x is greater than 1 and y is less than negative 1, which of the following equalities must be true? Must is in italics, okay? What does that mean? Why do they want to make that a big deal? Because some of these might be true for certain cases of x and y, but only one of these has to be true all of the time, okay? We got variables in the question and variables in the answer. So what I'd recommend for a question like this is put in your own values. Make sure that they match up with the rule, but x is greater than 1. Let's say x is 2. I'm going to put 2 right here. X is 2. Y is less than negative 1. Let's make y negative 2. Fantastic. Okay. Let's evaluate these things and see with those numbers if it's true. So A, x over y is greater than 1. That would be 2 over negative 2 is greater than 1. Is that true? 2 over negative 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 is greater than 1 is not true. Therefore, A cannot be right. Good. Let's continue here. Absolute value of x squared is greater than the absolute value of y. The absolute value of x it's already positive, so that's 2. You square it, you get 4. So this right here, we're going to have 4 is less than, is greater than, and then the absolute value of y would be positive 2, so 4 is greater than 2. Ha! It works! That must be the answer, right? Wrong. Wrong. It might be the answer. It's about which one must be true. Let's use these numbers here that we picked and go through all of these and see if we can eliminate any other ones, then we'll take a closer look. This one here, x over 3 minus 5 is greater than y over 3 minus 5. I have this tendency to want to simplify that. These other ones weren't exactly simplifiable, but this one is extremely simplifiable. If I add 5 to both sides, so I'm going to put that over here. We have x over 3 minus 5 is greater than y over 3 minus 5. Okay? If I add 5 to both sides, then those 5s are just going to disappear, which is awesome. That's what I want. Leaving me with x over 3 is greater than y over 3. Okay, we can keep going. Let's multiply both sides by 3. We're going to get x is greater than y, which is very simple. Okay, now our x is greater than 1 and our y is less than -1. So I'm going to actually say there is no way this will ever be false. X will always be larger than y. Okay? Which makes me say C is the answer. But, let's keep going. Let's just keep going. X squared plus 1 is greater than y squared plus 1. So x squared plus 1 would be 2 squared plus 1, which is 5. So that's 4 plus 1 is 5. So this would be 5 is greater than, and then we have y squared, which is going to be -2 times itself, which is positive 4 plus 1. Y is greater than 5. No, y is equal to 5. That cannot be right. Gone. Dunzo. Dunzo, garbanzo beans. Please make that a thing. I want it so badly. Last is x to the -2 is greater than y to the -2. So x to the -2 is greater than y to the -2. So x to the -2 is the same thing as saying 1 over x squared is greater than 1 over y squared. And then we have 1 over 4, because that's x squared would be greater than 1 over. This would be -2 squared, which would become positive 4. 1/4 is greater than 1/4. Also not true. So E is down for the count. Leaving us with C, which we really, really like, and B, which didn't actually have an error in it. But let's see if we can change this. What if I made Y, I don't know, -6? So we're going to take away this. Y is going to now be -6. Okay? Absolute value of x squared. That's going to be 2 squared, which is 4. So B is going to go over here. We're going to say 4 is greater than, the absolute value of y would be the absolute value of -6, which would be positive 6. 4 is greater than 6. Not true. Disproved it. B is not going to be right. Leaving us with C. C is going to be correct. Levi, what is that in the bottom corner?
That is
What
accelerate.
It's not accelerate. It's alta ipsum.
It's alta ipsum.
It's our sponsor. Let's talk about our sponsor for a quick sec.
Okay, so alta ipsum came to us, and alta ipsum said,
Hey Levi, you and Brady look like you share a tight bond, such as tight bond original wood glue.
right, we also share an alta ipsum, which is a wood glue company that also has moved into the executive functioning category of education, which actually glue does well. If you glue a child to a wall, they're very organized.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They have no opportunity to become disorganized.
Right. They're just... Do you ever feel stuck?
After like a
To a
day,
wall?
though, the child will smell awful, for obvious reasons.
Well, actually, oh yes, no, that makes sense. Depends on the size of the child.
True. A tiny child, well, does it?
Yeah.
Well, how do you figure?
It's a zygote. You know those zygote kids?
Yeah, I went to school with a couple of zygote kids. Yeah, they're quite a lively bunch.
You made a heart.
I did. It's actually an anatomically correct looking heart.
Yes.
Alta Ipsum is an executive functioning app that's located on your phone and on your computer.
Not right now. You have to download
You had
it.
to download it.
For free.
There it is altogether. Okay. And it does a bunch of fun things, okay? It is a grade tracker. It is a grade planner. It is an academic scheduling device, tool. And it also is something that you can put your assignments into, and it tells you when to do them.
And it's also a stoker, a smoker, a midnight
Midnight
toker.
toker. I play my music in the
It
sun.
will not play music for you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're working on that.
People call me the space cowboy.
Some people call me the bucket of love,
Gangster of love.
gangster of love.
Some people call me Maurice. Wow!
Okay.
So, okay, and Alta Ipsum also is free for the first month.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. No, it really is. You get to outsource your stress. So, like, if you try to remember all the things you have to do and when you have to be places, your brain's going to fry, okay?
It will literally get fried.
It will literally... Okay. So you want to put it in an app and have the app just tell you where to be and when to do things. All right? That's the point of Alta Ipsum. Then there's Accelerate Tutoring, which is Levi and my tutoring services.
Well, it's kind of mine first.
We love to tutor. That's why we do this, because we love it so much that we'll do it for free for you. Accelerate.com today. For you. Where were you on that one? That wasn't the whole jingle. Accelerate.com today.
For you. I thought it was for you today.
No, it's today for you.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I had a dream about it the other day where it came on the TV. Like someone stole it and we're like, that's our jingle. I also had a dream that your mom was my biological mom.
Yeah.
That was also a
She
dream I
was.
had. In the dream.
For a short time.
When I was a zygote kid. I am a zygote kid. Right, because they're robots.
Yes, zygote kids are robots.
Yes, exactly.
Let's talk about zygote kids.
Let's not.
Okay.
Let's not talk about zygote kids.
Are you
Let's
sure?
not. I think it's a good idea to not talk about them.
Okay,
What
okay.
time is it?
Let's talk about us.
What time is it?
9:05. How is it only 9:05?
Anyone have any questions? If not, we're, he giveth and he taketh away. We can take this away like that.
You're going to have to start paying us if you don't ask us
If
questions.
you think that like, oh, they're just going to stream till 9:30, nah, we need you.
No. No.
What?
I'm just going off what you said. I'm not double navigating.
Oh, okay.
Double
okay.
navigate.
I mean, if you want to, no one wants to do anything. Do we get anything on Discord? Have you checked?
Did you post on Discord?
No. Did anyone ask us any questions in the Discord?
No.
We can just keep singing our Accelerate jingle. What
Just
is that
again
on the
and
board?
again.
Oh, that's this.
No. We should. For those of you watching on Facebook who are not on Twitch, we do this 3 nights a week. You can check our page where you follow the links and do stuff. We do private tutoring, but we also do this 3 nights a week. So if you are taking the SAT or ACT, or you have a child of SAT or ACT taking age, or a parent of SAT or ACT taking age, send them our way.
Is this public tutoring?
Excuse me?
So we do private tutoring. Is what we're doing currently,
Yes.
is it public tutoring?
It's public tutoring. Is that where it's supposed to go?
Sorry, other hand. No, go like this. No, normal high five. No. Come on. Public tutoring, for you.
Today.
Sponsored by the U.S. government. That's not true. No.
Wait, we should do federal tutoring. That's what we should call ourselves.
We are duly appointed federal tutors.
We're federal tutors.
Dual federal tutors.
Come with us. We're gonna. You have the remote. The right.
You have the remote. Please change the channel. What do we do?
I think.
Where do I go? I don't know what to do. I don't know where to put my hands. What if in the Lincoln Memorial they just had him sitting there with one arm up? Wouldn't that be weird? Like it's both arms. But what if it's just one? Do you ever think about that?
He only had one arm.
That's wildly untrue. How do you think he would have won the Civil War if he only had one arm? I'll tell you why. Because the North had so many more factories than the South.
You didn't even answer your
The
question.
South was such an agriculturally based society, they couldn't fight a war as well as the North. You know how many railroads the North had versus the South? The
Two
North was where all the industry
more.
was. Okay, yes, I know. The South had the Tredegar Iron Works, okay? One factory. That's all they had. They made a lot of iron
Yeah,
there.
and the North firebombed it immediately.
Is that did they firebombed it
yeah.
using airplanes?
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense.
When were airplanes invented?
1905.
Oh, so like right before the war. So they weren't really used for military
Yeah, because the
stuff.
Civil War was 1910.
Right.
Right.
Well, sure.
Well, if you put it that way,
That's
which is
why I
just
got
not...
such a poor score on the APs.
Do you know what
after
years
history.
the Civil War was?
Yes.
What was it?
I think it was 4 years.
Yeah. Kind of. Yes, like 4.5.
Yeah.
What years were they?
Hamilton's years.
No. Hamilton's years?
I just saw the movie.
There's no movie. The musical?
The one based on the book.
The one based on the book? It is based on the book. Yeah. What years were the Civil War?
It was the 4 Years' War. They called it the 100 Years' War.
That's two different things.
The War of 1812 slaves?
No.
What? Oh, the Slaves and Indian War.
All right, ready?
Okay.
That's also not it. So what millennia was it? First, second?
Depends. It's a fence post problem. Which millennia? Where do you start?
Right. Okay. Well, how about this? How about this? All right. It's like Hangman.
Oh, we got a question. It's probably not a question. It's probably just someone saying hello, but we probably should answer it.
All right. Great.
Hey, C.F. Jennings, do you have any questions?
Levi, let's start with this. What is the first number in the years that Civil War ran from what year to what year?
Oh, I see.
You can get this. Yeah. No. No.
So this one's right. Are there any other ones?
I'm not going to do it like that. This is a 1. Come on. All right. You can give the second number. No. No. It's 42, CF.
Proud nanny.
Is that your answer to CF Jennings? That's the it's just 1. All right, Levi, what do we got here? These two numbers are the same. Was it in the 1700s? Was it in the 1800s? Was it in the 1100s? Before America was a country. You're right. It formed briefly to have a civil war, went back out of existence, and then came into existence.
And Batman joined in the second year?
Oh, I see what Proud Nanny's doing. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Proud Nanny. I'm Proud Nanny's... What is the object of a nanny?
Nanny boy.
Child? Nanny child? She was my nanny. I was her...
Yo, is this the nanny that wrote all your college jobs for you? Is it that one?
Yes, it's that one. That's right. No. Here we go. Proud Nanny. What we got next? It's not.
You said it was all ones.
I did not say that. This is recorded. 18, 3.14.
Ah, yes.
No. That's not a year. Yes, Proud Nanny. It's not pi, it's 6, which is approximately 2 pi. All right? 1860 what to 1860 what? You were so close.
Oh.
You can take it back to 86.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is 86?
No!
Oh.
No!
Oh, shit.
I wrote those.
Oh.
Why would I want you to take those away?
Oh, no.
Stop.
Is this how the war started? They were like, when is this war going to start? And then they got in a big argument about when it would start.
How many years was the war, Levi?
1861 years. Long. Any questions?
Yes. So the war went in reverse. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
The very beginning of the war, the South immediately lost. It was like, oh, we lost, but no one's actually died yet. And they started reversing everything until the point where we're like, we're gonna fight you.
Yeah,
and that was in 1860.
The War of the Commons.
Right. Tragedy of the Commons?
Yeah.
No, wait, hold on. It started in 1861 and then proceeded backwards.
What about the Bloodless Revolution? Was this that?
Dude, there was no blood in that. I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay.
You're going to change it to 1865. Is that when they started collecting slaves?
Similar. Yeah.
The Commons War? The War of the Commons?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the Civil War dates. Those are the years right there. Right?
Which direction is it going? And who was fighting who? Was the North fighting the South or the South fighting the North?
Well, see, the South has an interesting name for this war in their textbooks, which is the War of Northern Aggression. Because they were like, just let us be our own country, and we stormed down and said, nah.
Well, that's kind of valid, right?
No, it's totally valid.
Because they said, no, we're a country together. This is a group of states that has a federal government that is more powerful than the states.
They actually pronounced states states at the time.
Who's they?
Yeah,
Oh.
the states. I mean, the states. Oh.
You know what's fun? They used to say the United States are doing something back in the day, and now they say the United States is doing something.
You know why?
Yes.
Why?
Because of the power of the federal
War
government
of
in
1812.
No, not that. Do you know who was fighting in the War of 1812?
The North and the South?
No.
Slaves and Indians?
No. The slaves and the Indians never fought each other. As a large war. So there were conflicts between everyone. In the
I got it. Johnny Crockett and Davy Smith?
No. It's David Boone and Johnny Crockett.
Right.
In 1812, they fought each other, and it was a big thing. Does anybody have any questions?
And Peter Stuyvesant was their father.
John Winthrop was their father. Peter
Right.
Stuyvesant was their cousin.
Peter Stuyvesant was my father.
Yes.
And my mother was your mother
Correct.
when you were a zygote kid. Call back!
We don't condone violence. We don't. Don't do violence things.
Ow.
We don't condone it.
Ow.
We condemn it.
Ow. We actually oppress violence. What do you do? Ow.
Stop it, me. No more of that, me.
Repress. Dissociate.
Dissociate. Very good.
Have you ever seen somebody violently repress and dissociate? It's like this.
I'm gonna draw on you with a marker.
Hey, these last 2 nights have been incredibly academically informative.
Well, I think it's because of our
Our
lack
viewers.
of overlay.
Right.
Well, I think we should probably, again, not work on it during the day and wait till right before the stream to try to make them work again. And inevitably, they won't work because
Right.
there's more time than must be put into them. I think that's probably a good idea.
Maybe we should hire Brendan.
All right. Well, if anybody has any questions, please ask them now. Otherwise, should we call it? Yeah? All right.
Give me a high 9, dude.
Yeah.
Shoot. I want to get out of here.
Look at this. Look at this. This 2 is 2, right? 3.
We don't condone violence.
Don't condone violence. Don't do it. No violence. We don't condone this. Don't do this. All right.
Don't try this at home.
Hire us.
Oh.
Ready?
Have a good night, everybody.
You wanna make a pose that they'll remember?